Okay, so maybe we start with the introduction. So today's topic is episode 27, immune system, part 3. So you can see that the immune system is a very long story that we need to divide it by the 3 parts or maybe more. And especially during this COVID season, COVID period, please quickly invite your friend and come to join and listen to Dr. Prabhu to know about the secret of this immune system. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think we can, it's a 1 minute. So myself, my name is Angie. I'm from Singapore. Yeah. For those that just newly joined, yeah, we can start with the rule first. Yeah, please mute your mic and your video if you are not in the proper attire. So if have any disturbance, you just off the video and the mute the mic. Okay. Yeah. Now it's exactly 10 o'clock. So we start our Zoom with my introduction. So my name is Angie. I'm from Singapore. I'm the host for today's Zoom. The speaker is Dr. Prabhu from born in India and right now stationed in Klang, Malaysia. Okay, so first of all, we want to thank our company, this terahertz company, to give us wealth and health. Yeah, especially during this COVID, we still can maintain our good health. So we have to thank to this wonderful terahertz water. Yes, and of course, we have to. The first person who bring in is George, and we really want to thank to George for this vision to see this business or see this product is really benefited to many people around. Yes, yeah. Of course, finally, and not the least, the Dr. Prabhu. So Dr. Prabhu, he has he's a ENT surgeon. He is he never stop learning. He continue learning in epigenetic and also apply whatever he learned, especially in research in the water. He has done some research and finally he think that this is really benefited. And then he apply it to his patients and is proven. Yeah. So without any further delay, let's put your hand together to welcome Dr. Prabhu on board because Dr. Prabhu's time is very precious. Later on, and may have other appointment, so we better catch his time to start on time. Yeah, yeah, Dr. Prabhu, you ready? Hello, Dr. Prabhu.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm ready.
yeah.
I'm ready for the past.
So
All down here. It's amazing. Every 7th day we are all meeting here. It's amazing. Angie, thank you, George. Thank you, Brian, and the team. Basically, and the other beautiful Chinese doctors who have been doing a lot of supportive services to every one of us, and directly and indirectly. And I have been doing my part of supporting the journey of human beings in terms of good health. So this is basically I'm trying to do something because at the end of the day I found that no point in getting the disease and then finally trying to rectify it. So we need to prevent the disease from coming in. This is the first step that every one of us should look into, is before the disease comes in, change and start working on those areas wherein you can prevent the disease coming in. By chance the disease comes in, the only option you have is look for what are the situation which created that diseases. Maybe there are certain diseases you wouldn't know, don't worry about that, but there are definitely diseases which can be prevented, lifestyle diseases, especially diabetes. You definitely can change the disease process, getting into a more complication by preventing all the food what you need to eat. So at the end of the day, we all need to understand, look into what is wrong with the situation at the cellular level. This is what is all about epigenetics, and I've been doing this for almost 6 years now, and I love this department wherein we call it as preventive healthcare. And it's been a beautiful journey when I see people who cannot even climb up the stairs to come to my clinic after 3-4 months. they're able to climb the stairs. And even yesterday I saw one particular person. She's 63 years old, and when she came last year, she was not able to climb the stairs and come. Her weight was around almost 98 to 99 kgs when she saw me first. And then of course I did start my epigenetic correction in the month of October. And to our I would say good luck, or whether it's a bad luck, but I would say it's all a learning experience. This person and her husband, both of them were COVID positive 3 weeks ago, and she went to the hospital and she completed her 14 days of quarantine and she came back. Can you believe, when I reassessed her with all my instruments, and then I found that except for the little bit of vitamin deficiency, she looked very healthy. And what she was proudly telling me was, Doctor, I think because of all these supportive nutraceuticals which you gave, we could just go through the whole situation of the corona, and then we came out without much of complication. Even though they have cardiac issues, they have diabetes, they have blood pressure, all these they were having, but they could come out of it much more easily. Now, this is where I need to let you know that you should know that you keep your body physically fit, mentally fit, and then things will automatically fall in place. Let the disease, see, you and I cannot prevent the diseases coming into this existence. Every person, we are exposed to it. So in that way, when I say that we are exposed to the situation wherein we cannot change, this part you cannot change. Even now, the you all are sitting and listening to me so keenly that unknowingly your body is protecting you from so many small organisms, trying to bring a disease into you and make you a little discomfort in that situation. Your body is trying to protect you. They can be cancer cells, they can be bacteria, they can be viruses. We are being bombarded with so many issues, but you don't realize it's been going on. You're being protected. So when you're protected so beautifully, what we need to do is we need to understand that this body has been doing a great job for millions of years. It has been doing a great job. Only thing we don't realize, you feel that you're born on this planet earth, and then of course you live for a period of 80 years or 100 years. That's a short period, you think, but we all are here on a purpose. Without completing our journey, we have been reborn and reborn and reborn. And if I tell you that the number of times you and I are reborn is something startling. It's around 84,000 times you and I are reborn and born again and again. But it may not be a human one, it can be the other lower animal situation. But now what we need to do, we are all humans, we are born here right now on this platform earth. Probably you might be living in Malaysia or Singapore, it doesn't matter. As long as you're living here alive, let's all look into how do we protect ourselves. In that way, the only way to protect ourselves, you need to equip ourselves totally with whatever weapons you need to, and then you should know how to use the weapon so that if the enemy starts attacking you, you should know how to attack them. This is a very, there is no point in just you being a defender all the time and the organism come, you defend something like that. If you look at our system can protect our organisms coming in, but they also need to make sure that if these organisms are a little more virulent, means a little more stronger, if one virus is there, probably we need to have a bunch of guys, especially our antibodies, to go down, engulf them, and then kill them one shot. It is merciless, ruthlessly they have to kill them, because if they allow them, these guys will start multiplying. Now this is what has happened in most of the cases where you would have heard, they just come into the hospital with corona being positive, with little bit of sore throat and little bit of fever. They just come to the hospital. In a span of 3 to 5 days, they are no more on this planet earth. Now what happened? The virus has been so virulent that it can just penetrate into your lungs so fast that it spreads very fast and clears up the whole thing. Imagine if you cannot breathe, that's it. After that, you cannot do anything. So in that way, now what has happened is most of these beautiful souls who lost their lives, because of this virus, it is sad for all of us, especially if it is our kith and kin. We would really, really drown into that sadness, and then we do not know what to do. And especially if they are the only earning member, it would be a very, very traumatic situation. But now, what I would request every one of you is, it's okay. What you need to do is can you make yourself a little more healthy? So for this, your immune system must be boosted up. You boost your immune system, but in that way we can actually assist our body, and let's do our part. How our body is going to pick up and then how our body is going to do the job, we do not know, but we need to do something to rectify the situation, to prepare yourself with a proper immune system wherein it is prepared. Even if a virus comes in, it should be prepared to face the situation and clear them. Now, as I have told you, we do have seven different situations where there are seven organs in our body which produces supportive tools for us to be protected from the viruses on one side. On the other side, if you see the slide on the right side, can you see the virus down there? And then I have put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, these are the mechanisms which in the divine nature, in the creation, it is already there. Step one, the moment it comes in, our macrophages will start. There is something called complementing of the existing antibodies. They produce some proteins. That is the second stage. Third stage is your antibodies, then the lymphokines, then your T cells, then your B cells, then your killer natural cells. Now, these are the beautiful situation where our body can protect it through these seven mechanisms. Now, if all these seven mechanisms are in perfect running condition after proper servicing, what do you think? Definitely they'll be able to protect you from the viruses or the bacteria or any kind of threat which is coming from the external or internal threat. So imagine, so beautifully, you have seven organs, you have seven steps of protection. So what we need to do, we need to look into these beautiful seven steps and the seven organs, keep them healthy so that let them do their job. It's just like you want to keep a security guard for your home or for your factory. The only thing is you should know that this guy is going to protect you with all the whatever the weapon training, his acumen, his way of, he should be slim and trim, he should be healthy. So when you have a guy who has all the qualities, you can be rest assured that you will be protected most of the times. You would have seen the black cats, you would have seen all these guys, especially if you look at the American president, the way they protect him, it's amazing. Now, this is how, when you look at our body also needs to be prepared to, so that it is able to protect and do what it is supposed to do when time comes of threat situation like threat. Now, our immune system, if you look at, as you and I also have short-term memory, mid-term memory, then we have long-term memory also. Especially we human beings are so beautiful. The short-term memories, it will be really short for us. You won't even, especially when someone gives you some money, we'll forget it very easily. But if someone does something very bad to you, what happens? Sometime after 10 years also we'll be telling, hey, long term. That is long term memory. But in human beings, I would say we should all practice something called forgiving. We should start moving forward. Erase all unwanted things in your memory and, start having a feeling of gratitude and start moving forward. But in coming back to our immune system, like in babies, as long as the baby after being born, it is protected inside the womb, as long as it is protected, it's safe. But just 2 days ago, I received a call from one of my friends who is running a hospital. And this particular lady delivered the baby and she was COVID positive. And the baby also turned to be COVID positive. A newborn baby turned COVID positive. Now, the very disturbing situation was the baby was crying and the stomach was getting bloated, it seems, on the very first day. So what this doctor has done is, after examining the patient, what he did was he called the pediatrician. So the pediatrician came in and saw it was very unusual, and they immediately suspected there is something wrong in the abdomen. Maybe there is an obstruction. So what they did, they called the pediatric surgeon. The pediatric surgeon came, he opened the abdomen, and to his surprise, almost 1 meter length of the intestine of this baby is totally gangrenous. That means it's gone. So they had to cut this piece of gangrenous intestine and then reattach the healthy one. So this is the first case in India wherein a COVID mom has transmitted into the COVID baby. Baby also became COVID and with complication. Now here you see what happened to the short-term memory. Now, the memory, I would say here something really has gone wrong for the mother as well as for the baby. But most of the time, what happens is most of the babies who are born are protected from the environmental for the first until the babies are being breastfed, they are protected. But the moment they get into the external support of milk and food, everything, they are once again exposed to the environmental threats, and that is how once again their body should automatically be protected by their own system, immune system. Now this is where our governments and our medical fraternity, they came out with vaccination like the BCG and polio and all. Now if you look at the vaccination protocol, there are a lot of good things about the vaccination, that it protects you, like polio and all. Definitely now the polio is totally eradicated. WHO has told that the virus is only in the WHO laboratory, but otherwise it's totally eradicated. So by vaccinating the people with the polio vaccine, they have been protected. So there are a lot of good things about the vaccination. So we need to look at what exactly is the situation where we are going in further. But today, with the advent of a lot of high quality products which are available in terms of vaccination, so we all need to see where we can help ourselves, because at the end of the day, you and I cannot decide what exactly we want. Whatever the government is importing and then they are giving us, that is what we are supposed to take. But coming to the short term memory is basically from the mother end. But long term memory, normally, for example, if you get an attack of chicken pox, you're more or less protected for a lifetime. This is what I studied in my MBBS. But later on, I saw that first time they get an attack of chickenpox, but once again, maybe when they are adults, once again they get an attack of chickenpox. So now what is happening is the virus is becoming a little more stronger. They change their DNA. So they become much more stronger and they face the situation more easily, so that your immune system is not able to recognize that this is the same old guy who came in as a chicken pox last time. But when they come with a camouflage of a different mechanism of action. So probably your system doesn't recognize it. That's how you get a second attack. But still, our system is so beautiful. It will start going and attacking, and it will protect you. Maybe the second time when you get a chicken pox, it will be lesser effect. But what I noticed was a person who is already vaccinated for chicken pox also is exposed to the chicken pox once again. Now the problem is, the moment you see some pustules there, we as doctor, what we say is, okay, this is chicken pox, that's all. But we don't go and pick out the pus from the pustules there and then send it for the lab and then find out, okay, which organism is it? Was it the same organism which was infected last time, or is it a new one? We don't do all that. We have labeled it as chicken pox. But vaccination is already done, but once again this person is exposed to once again a chicken pox infection. So what does it mean is, probably the chicken pox has mutated and then trying to manifest itself. That is the only possibility. And the other possibility is, probably the chickenpox vaccination was not efficient enough to produce good number of antibodies in your own body so that you can protect yourself. So in that way, your immune system needs to have a short-term memory and a long-term memory. But for all these, what you need to understand is our immune system. By when we are looking at the immune system, when it is a little disorderly done, definitely there is something called immune disorders. See, most of the time, what you and I are not even looking into is the first one. What I have put is your allergy. This is the commonest problem I have been seeing in my clinic. Is it can be the allergy in terms of running nose. It can be in terms of sneezing. It can be in terms of rashes on your body. It can be in terms of skin diseases. It can be anything, but there is an allergy. Now, for what are these people are allergic to? If you look at, there are hundreds of allergens which are there outside. Of course, today laboratory has got the facility, you can go and check the allergen. But what is the problem is, the moment a person gets the allergen inside the body, your body is reacting to that allergen which has produced an antigen. This will go and produce an antibody and try to protect you from getting into the situation where the symptoms are there. See, many times when there is an allergen, you may not have fever, you may not have any other major issues like what you see in corona. When the virus comes in, you may have all this. But When there is an allergen, which like a pollen or a dust which just comes inside, your body will say, I don't need this dust. So what it will do is, the first thing it will do is it will start running nose, because it will liquefy the mucus and then start washing it up. See, so beautifully our body can wash out all the allergens by running nose. And after running nose, what will happen? You will feel like one sneeze, but sometimes you'll be continuously sneezing, so that by sneezing, what happens is the body is trying to push the allergen out of your body. But many times what will happen is these allergens are a little more stronger. They can be a little uh, bigger molecules, wherein what they will go and just get stuck inside your nose, and then your nose inside the mucous membrane starts swelling up. The moment it starts swelling up, you will have difficulty in breathing. You will have a blocked nose. Now, once you have a blocked nose, then automatically tears can start coming in your eyes. Now, these are the symptoms of allergy of the nose. Then automatically it can affect your sinuses. Then later on, slowly, if it goes down into your throat and to your lung system, what will happen is it may mimic something like asthma. Something like asthma. What exactly is asthma? Is basically your tubes in the lungs, it's become smaller. Means it should be probably 1 centimeter of the passage should be there, 1 centimeter. What will happen is, when there is an allergen, your body is thinking that this foreign body should not be there in the lungs, in the tube down there. So what the body will do is it will try to close your opening of the tubes into much more smaller. Maybe it will become half a centimeter. Now, the moment it becomes half a centimeter, you feel a little difficulty in breathing. Now, that is when you will reach a doctor and say, Doctor, I'm not able to breathe. So what the doctor will do, when he puts the stethoscope and checks, if it is a mild this one, he will say, okay, you take a tablet, or maybe he will give you some sprays, and then the moment you spray, it is basically a steroid or the bronchodilators. Means it opens up from half a centimeter back to 1 centimeter. So automatically you'll be able to breathe. But if you're constantly getting exposed to the allergen, what your body will do is it cannot protect you, but it will produce you some symptoms. So in that way, if you look at, the only way for you to avoid all this is you need to boost your immune system. So you need to look at, how do you change your food habits. There are so many things which I will be going in the next slides. I will be telling you how you can make yourself much more healthier and push your immune system to the optimal. No doubt, wherever drugs or the medicines are necessary, we need to take. But other than the allergic situation, which is very very common among our population, autoimmune diseases. Now, if you see autoimmune disease, your own body is trying to fight your own self. It is like you take a vamp and then go on whipping your own self. It's like hitting your own self. It doesn't make sense. Your body also does the same thing, because it thinks that whatever our own body produces, it's like a foreign body. It will go and attack it. And in that way, if you look at, there are a lot of diseases of the pancreas, it can be of the lungs, it can be of your intestines, it can be an autoimmune disease. And we all know that there is something called AIDS, which, of course, 20 years ago, when people were talking about AIDS, everybody were very, very scared, because the moment you get AIDS, that is it. Your death sentence is written. This is what was there. But now slowly we are picked up, wherein we are able to treat the disease, give a boost to the immune system. There are a lot of things happening there. But still, what happened in this particular person is, this virus was so virulent that it just went down and bring down your immune system. The moment your immune system is out, what will happen? You can get any infection. So in AIDS, what exactly happens is, your immune system is so low that you will start getting infection. Infection of what? It can be anything, right from the lungs to your the whole body. The infection can come in, and then the complication will happen. Other than that, as long as your immune system is strong enough to look in for the cancer cells, cancer cells are also not the ordinary cells. So your body is so beautiful that it will go recognize if there is any cancer cells, it will go wipe them out. It has its own mechanism of chemical weapons in our own body. What it will do is, it will go inject the chemical weapons and clear the particular cancer cell immediately. But when the cancer cell starts growing a little more bigger than it can be, that is when your immune system going on trying to protect you, but it cannot. But the cancer cells are so widespread that they are much much stronger, and they will open up. Now, here what happens is, in that also you need to understand that you need to change your diet style. You need to change the way you are living. So once you start changing a little bit, but most of the time I notice that most of the time human beings are, we only change Only when time comes with diseases and when a lot of complication, that's when people want to change. Please, that is not the goal at all. You want to be healthy, you better when you're young, maybe even 15 years, 20 years. You, when you're young, start doing things, start eating the right food, the mental makeup, everything needs to be changed. It is not that at 50 years you want to change, your body cannot accommodate, your mind cannot accommodate to the your model of lifestyle. It won't accept it because you've been used to it. So please understand, however young you are, please change the way you are living and move forward. But for people who are all on the 50s and above, it doesn't matter. We have lived our life. Now we need to change a little bit. Change a little bit. Let's start today and then start working on it. You will be able to do something better. At least the next 30, 40 years we are going to live, let's live happily and without diseases. Very, very important is if we can live without diseases is most beautiful. But if we have no choice, we have the disease with us, it's still okay. What you can do is balance your lifestyle so that the disease doesn't open up into a situation where there are a lot of complications and you have no choice. So we need to work on certain changes. Let's do that. So in the immune system, for all these disorders, you need to change, make it into the order back to original, which you were supposed to be. So in that way, what you need to understand is there are a few factors which I just jotted it down, and I thought let me share that with you. The first immune system the affecting is your mindset. Very, very important. Why I say the mindset is most of us are very, very, very important. Most of us, the mindset is all a conditioned mindset we have. We have never an open mindset. Most of the time we are conditioned. Okay, this is what is I am, and this is what is my life, this is what I need to be, and this is I am. You recognize yourself with who you are by the way you have lived all this while. So we need to look at how do we change that. So as I'm going through, I'll be able to let you know how we need to work on it. Our dietary habits. See, if you're going to eat all the food, especially it's called junk food, or food which is not suitable for you, what happens? It causes inflammation in your body. One of the main reason for your immune system to go down is your inflammation in your body. If there is a lot of inflammation in the body, what happens is the body becomes acidic. When the body becomes acidic, automatically it goes into a situation where there are disease, wherein diseases starts working on. Now when you're talking about diseases, there is a lot of accumulation of toxins which is already there in your body, and your body wants to remove it. Now one of the major organs which can detox you and then clear you is your liver and your kidneys. These are the two areas which will work wonderfully. But other than that, you do have your lungs, you do have your skin, wherein sometimes when you take a detox, you will see that there are allergic rashes coming on your skin, and you will feel that after the detox only all these allergies coming. It's not the allergy which is actually manifesting in a disease form, but your body is throwing out the allergens. And other than that, your intestine is another way of throwing all the detox material out. So one of the major organ wherein you need to be really, really careful is your gut system. Your intestines need to be healthy. Now, how many of you even think of having a proper detox on a regular basis, maybe 6 months once? And even if you're talking about detox, even weekly once, if you can do a detox by being totally on water therapy, especially our Terra water, and then along with that, if you can be on a juice therapy or a vegetable soup therapy, is fantastic. Just on one day in a week, instead of eating the same rice and other things, just stop everything, go on totally a liquid diet for one day. Or even if there is a possibility you can avoid eating and then just go on drinking water and then you move forward, that is also fine and fair enough. It's not that the moment we say fasting, you all have to stop eating everything and then trying to balance that kind of lifestyle, where ultimately you will start getting gastritis, you will start getting uneasiness because you have never done that before. So you need to be very, very balanced in whatever you're going to do, and see what your body needs, and then how you can balance your body. This is very, very important. Other than that, your sleeping habits, many of us have totally lost this particular habit, which those days, if you see where even before electricity was introduced, people used to have all these little bit lamps wherein they used to light it up. I still remember, even though the electricity was there, Most of the time, the electricity was shut down, and then we used to have the kerosene lamps, the Petromax lamps, the kerosene lamps. We used to use all that. But what the good habits we all were following, like our ancestors were following, is by 8:30, 9 o'clock, they will go to bed. But early morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, they will get up. And then once they get up, they have their routine. Of course, if you look at those, my ancestors, I never saw them doing some meditation, they were not, but they were very ritualistic in especially getting up in the morning, doing some prayers, and they were doing everything with joy. So sleeping habits is another very, very important aspect of our life. And other than that, exercise also plays a very, very important role in your day-to-day life. Day-to-day life, that means you need to practice it every day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. There is no excuses whether you're working for a multinational company, local company, to yourself, or you're not working. It doesn't matter, but you need to go for a regular exercise, because every day your body needs a little bit of tuning so that it can do the best for you as you grow older. So whenever you want to gracefully become age, you need to do exercise. There is no compromise in that, and there is no shortcut in that. Other than that, every day you have to practice more of gratitude. Gratitude for what? Gratitude to your own self first. That means you're alive, your body organ. Imagine if you're going to thank your 36 organs of your body, which are just the main organs I'm talking, 36 organs are. If you start thanking one by one, it'll take 30 minutes for you. But if you're going to thank a little more smaller organ, it is around 70 to 80 organs are there. So you have to start thanking that also. Automatically, it will take 1 hour. But if you're going to start thanking the cell level, can you believe 50 trillion cells? Each cell you want to thank means what? You won't have 24 hours of time. But overall, can you say thanks to your body, thanks to yourselves, and say wonderfully, you're all doing a great job? Especially if you haven't got corona today. Even if corona has come, it's still okay. So what? Why? Who said corona should not come to you? It's still okay. We have been facing a situation, you received it, and then you have recovered and come back. For such of those who have not been affected by the disease, it's still okay. Be thankful to your body, saying that anyway, you have protected me from this particular corona. Thank you so much. So when you have a lot of gratitude, you can feel that even your cells will have the same feeling. Hey, wow, this person is having such a gratitude towards whatever I'm doing. So what will do? The cells also will try to, do something so that it protects you. So it's an automatic phenomenon. It's a give and take policy. So you need to have a attitude of gratitude. Now, coming back to the mindset, you have to be positive all the time. This is very, very important. Number two, no doubt per day, you and I will be thoughts, releasing the thoughts will be around 6,200 thoughts for the whole day long. But there are other people who are telling, no, 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 it is not 6,200. But this 6,200 is from a scientific community. They use a proper gadgets, but there are other people who say it's about 50 to 60,000 thoughts per day we all go on thinking. So imagine if, forget about 50, 60,000, just even 6,200 thoughts, how many thoughts are positive? This is what you need to analyze. How many times you have been in the whole day thinking only good things, positive things, either towards yourself or towards others. But most of the time, a very, very startling information I picked up was most of the people, 80 to 85% of people are invariably complaining mode. They will be complaining and complaining, and you give them anything, they'll be complaining. Now, the moment you are in that group of people, what will happen is automatically one day you will also becoming the herd mentality. You will also start becoming complaining mode. Now, please tell me now, you and I sitting down here in this field of listening to it, can we go and change the government wherein we can change the laws, we can do what we want, we can put a rule to the government? No, we are not, we won't be able to. So what are you and I complaining of? With MCO here, of course, see, the moment you travel on the road, the police have every right to stop you and ask you, where are you going? They will ask you all the documents. If you don't have, they will fine you. That's it. Now, what you and I will complain, oh, these guys are no other better job, they're only, but that's the way it is. The world is like that. So what you need to do is, instead of complaining it, how are you going to compliment it? If there is an option for you to compliment yourself, maybe you just need to go to the shop to pick up some whatever vegetables or food to buy. The police is not going to say anything. Yes, you can go and buy. Who is avoiding you to not to go? But if you're sincere enough in thinking and doing it, the police also will pick up the same vibration as to what you're sending out because you're sincere. So they will pick up. But if there is something wrong, your people are loitering around just for joyride. People go out, cannot stay in the house. The police will be able to pick those kind of guys very immediately. They know these guys is chumma loitering around. So what they will do, they'll catch them up. So what you need to do is, as far as possible now today, your mindset should be avoid crowded areas and functions. All these we need to bring it down, and so that as far as possible for now, maybe we do not know, maybe the next 3 months or 6 months, let's stay safe. Very important, because if you ask me, living on this earth is more important than getting a disease and taking a return ticket and going back. Because when you are supposed to live here for the fullest of your life and go, why are you going half the way? You should be more careful. Now, in that way, you have to do a self-analysis every day before you go to bed. What analysis? How much of positive thoughts you had in the morning until night? What are the gratitude attitudes you had? How many times you complimented yourself, complimented the other people in life? So all this, when you start reassessing, you won't even have time to think or talk about corona or any other problems of the universe, which you and I cannot go and help. If you can go and help the situation, please go and help the situation. But if you cannot help, no point in talking about it. So in the mindset, what happens is you need to become very, very positive. So for that, your vibration needs to be optimal. If you need to talk about vibration, I can go for hours together, but I would simply cut down and say we are all energy beings, and our energy fields are controlled by our thought patterns. If your thoughts are positive, with a lot of gratitude, with a lot of love vibration within you, and you're extending that to the fellow beings and to the universe, your vibration will be very high. And what I noticed in my research was, when you have good vibration, the chances of they recovering from diseases are very, very high. And I've seen enough of cancer patients recovery, enough of people with positive, good vibration, their diseases they can overcome and come back. So please keep your mindset so positive that keeping your vibration also will automatically happen. Now, very important, coming back to your diet. How to keep your immune system in par and in optimized ways. Stop eating anti-inflammatory. Means you have to stop food which creates inflammation in your system. So that means it's called anti-inflammatory diet. Now, avoiding of the processed food plays a very, very important role. You just imagine you're going to buy a tin food, no? Can you believe they would have put in some whatever preservative is inside, and you see the expiry date will be for 1 year or 2 years. But you imagine it can be the kidney beans, or it can be even a milk. You see normal milk. How long can you keep it outside? After 1 day, it will just get spoiled. Maybe if you keep it in the fridge, it will stay for some time. But even in fridge, you cannot keep it for a very long time unless you put a preservative. But when you're talking about the packed food, processed food, what happens? It is all bombarded with all the preservatives. So what is happening? Of course, initially when you're taking this processed food, little, nothing will happen. Your body will adapt, But at the end of the day, this processed food will cause a lot of inflammation, and there, nobody is going to come and check how much of inflammation you have, even though there are markers like your CRP, homocysteine levels. We all can do the checking, but in a normal clinic setup or in a normal hospital setup, we don't go into these details because we are so focused on the disease. The moment you manifest with a disease, we are totally occupied with your disease and we want to do something for the disease. But the disease is caused because of the inflammation. So we need to go to the base root of the problem and then solve it out. So in that way, first, avoiding inflammatory situation is avoiding the processed food. The second very important is slashing your sugar, especially the white sugar. Can you believe the white sugar? How much is it? You go to any 99 markets, it's only 2 ringgit 50 cents per kg. It's so cheap. But the same, if you look at the other side of it, cane sugar, you would have heard of cane sugar or coconut sugar. Can you believe of 100 grams, or 100 or 200 grams, nothing less than 12 to 13 ringgits. It's so expensive. That means per kg will be around 100 ringgits. But whereas a 1 kg of white sugar is only 2 ringgit 50 cents. So do you think the safety profile, the health profile, when you look at the white sugar, what you're going to take is good for you? No way. Definitely it is harmful to it. So in that way, if you're looking at, there are a lot of people, dog, we cannot avoid this. But what you need to understand is, you have to change. If you're looking at sugar, as I told you, the coconut sugar or the cane sugar, it is expensive. What you do is take a little bit of it. It's okay. In fact, most of us can drink coffee or tea without sugar. It's still okay because we have tasted the sugar before and we have conditioned our system. The tongue will automatically ask, hello, sugar is very less, you please add on. But in that way, dark chocolates, eating dark chocolates is something much more better because rather than taking this, I just put dark chocolates because it is only a compensation wherein you do can have a dark chocolate of around 70 to 80% dark chocolate, which is available in the market. Buy it and keep. If you really want to eat, just eat little. In moderation is good enough. Next is eat rainbow. Eat rainbow means what we say by rainbow is colorful. The 7 colors of the rainbow. Same way, what you need to is your vegetables and fruit should be from different colors, and then it should be 6 to 8 servings of your vegetables per day, and 2 to 3 servings of your fruit should be there. So what happens is any inflammation, these things, when you are eating all this kind of vegetables and fruits, it will neutralize the inflammation. That's an advantage. Other than that, you can add on a lot of nuts and avocados. And when it comes up to oil, especially, you would see a lot of refined oil, touring at 50 cents oil packets and all. But I would say, if there is an option for you to go for something better, look for it. Like especially you're talking about olive oil, your groundnut oil, virgin coconut oil, grapeseed oil, bran oil. These are all expensive, but it is always better you use a little bit of all this is much better than using a lot of lower grade oil which has a more of a health impairment in the long run. So look into that. Other than that, your whole grain rice, I wouldn't know how many of you all know the one of the good qualities of especially brown rice. Brown rice plays a very important role in your dietary fiber, number one. Number two, if probably brown rice has been there for the past 30 40 years, when things were introduced to you saying that you need to polish the rice and then eat that particular rice, that means you are eating all a waste material rice where was the one you are eating for the past 40 years. So what happened when the whole the brown rice top portion has been polished out? Automatically what happens, you're eating something which created insulin resistance, as well as it was a starch which is there in that particular rice resistance, which in turn created more there are a lot of diabetic exponentially. But when you look at the medical field, we have been talking about prevention of diabetes, diabetic day, all these we talk. But you tell me, if we are working on it properly, your diabetes should have come down now. If 100 cases were there, 50 cases should be diabetes in 40 50 years, it should have come down now. But no, it has gone beyond control, wherein now every other person feels so proud that they are. So here, coming back to brown rice, one of the very important ingredient in a brown rice. If you know the ingredient inside, you will understand, you will eat brown rice. Because the moment I advise people, please eat brown rice, or your doctor cannot eat la doctor, no taste la doctor, it's not nice at all. But I would say, if you want health, means you need to have this. So in brown rice, you have the zinc in it. Zinc. Zinc plays a very important role in your diabetic mechanism of utilizing the sugar in the muscle. So zinc is very important. Number two is you need copper. Is also very important. Other than copper, there is something called methidicol in this the coating of this brown rice. Methidicol, which is actually anti-diabetic, means it is a sugar. It is used for sugar metabolism. So that means the moment sugar comes in, it knows what to do. It will go and clear it up. Now, when you eat a rice which is totally polished, you don't have zinc, you don't have copper, and you don't have this methidicol, what happens? You are eligible to become a diabetic or not? You are eligible. So this is what happened. Now what is happening is you see in the markets there, brown rices. But I don't see anybody going and picking the brown rice. Most of the people will go to the normal polished rice and they pick up 10 kgs, 15 kgs and they go back. Very rarely I see people picking up brown rice. So what you all need to do is, you buying brown rice, you buy 5 kgs of brown rice and buy 2 kgs of red rice, mix it up. Okay, mix it up, and washing you can do only once. You have to wash it and then use a preferably what you need to do is, do not use a cooker. You need to use water to boil it, and then after that what you can do is just strain out the liquid a little bit, and the rice is fully cooked. You can add 10 to 15 ml of virgin coconut oil into the cooked rice, and then when you eat it, it will be very, very tasty. So you need to eat most of the time the whole grain, which is very good for health, and it has more of fiber, like barley. Most of us don't drink barley regularly. If you drink barley regularly, your kidney gets cleansed very beautifully. So you need to look into all this. These are all small, small things, but still, I would say look into what is really necessary and good for you and move forward. Other than that, you need to uh, drink less of milk and milk related products. Why? Because most of the time, it's around 95% of the time, you will be buying the pasteurized and then, of course, preserved milk only. You and I are not getting a fresh milk from a cow. No, even if by chance you're getting a fresh milk from a cow, the next question is, are the cows being fed with organic grass? All those things will be there, but let's not go into the details. Reduce. So in that way, you are drinking coffee, tea, and all. Please reduce it. I drink tea very regularly, but only once in a day. I've been drinking, but what you need to understand is you need to do everything in moderation. Things will be much more. So coming back to anti-inflammatory diet, there are a lot of other things you need to look into, and then start changing and working your life so that you can prevent the inflammation causing you more problems. Now, sleep. This is something very, very important, which most of us probably we are all ignoring it. Now, what is the expansion of SLEEP? Is silently letting every external problem to rest, is what is sleep about. So you need to totally shut off everything from the universe, and then you be yourself and just be thankful to yourself. And then when you go to sleep, you should be able to have a fantastic sleep. So in that way, like a businessman, you need to make sleep a part of your to-do list. So you need to understand, okay, fine, today I'm going to sleep at 10 o'clock. You need to do that. Now, of course, some people will come and tell me, doctor, I'm working until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I don't come and advise you what you need to do. You have to focus on how you need to program your sleep patterns, and then you need to work on it. Consistency is a very, very important key. At the end of the day, if you're consistent in going to sleep at 10 o'clock, for example, it's good. See, in my case, I sleep at around 12 o'clock and I get up around 4:30 in the morning. 4 to 4.5 hours of sleep is sufficient for me, and I'm doing this for almost 8 years now. I'm quite healthy. I work for almost 12 to 14 hours. I don't feel like tired. Eating also is a very, very little thing. Eat only once a day, and then there are a lot of things I've tuned my body wherein I think it needs a lot of discipline. And the third very important thing is taking a nap in the daytime, especially for 10 to 15 minutes. It's called the power nap. You should do that because your body needs to boost it up at that particular power nap. Other than that, very important, I wouldn't know how many of us are doing this. You need to wind up 60 minutes before you sleep. That means to say, shut off everything for the next 60 minutes before you go to sleep. Dim down your lights. Maybe you start listening to some light music, and start thanking the universe, thanking your body, thanking yourself, and then and start listening to something more positive for you to go to sleep. When you do this, what will happen in 24 hours of time, if you can prepare this 60 minutes of, or even 30 minutes, I would say it should be good enough for you to go back to sleep. It will be a very beautiful feeling. And do not go back to bed with regret or remorse or anger and feeling sadness. Please, you have to go back to bed saying that everything was fine today, and thank you very much to the universe. And then tomorrow morning, if you're waking up, is well and good. If you don't wake up, we can't do anything. That's the reality of life. So you need to do this of winding up 1 hour before you go to bed. Other than that, pull the plug. Which plug are you talking about? Pulling out the plug is nothing but pulling out from the mobile phones, the electronic gadgets, and whatever you're using. You have to pull it off, shut it up, and then go back. This is what is called the pulling of the plug. And as far as possible, alcohol you need to avoid before going to sleep, because many times there are situations, of course, when you have an alcohol, you will really, really go to sleep very well. That's what many people say, they can snore. But what happens is your body goes into such a relaxed mechanism. There are certain unfavorable situations can happen because you're totally so much relaxed, not naturally. If you naturally get relaxed, that's a different story. But when you take alcohol and then when you relax like that it is. So in that way, I'm not here to say please don't go and drink. What I would advise you is see what is good for you. My job is to just, I'm sharing with you that you have to see what is the right path of what is you feel is good, please do it. But these are all things which you can follow. And I don't drink, so for me, I really do not know how it feels after drinking and going and sleep. I do not know. And keep your bedroom very cozy with a beautiful probably the scenery inside, then the color of your walls, the dim light, all these probably you all need to look into. These are all small things. And then cut down your caffeine, do not drink coffee before going to bed. Is very, very important. And then your bed should not be too hard or too soft, but the choice is yours, whichever is comfortable. I started sleeping on the floor for the past 8 years and I'm very comfortable now. If you ask me to go and sleep on a bed, I can't sleep because I'm not comfortable. I'm comfortable sleeping on the floor. And reason I decided to come on a floor is because what happened was I realized that in this universe, all these comforts and everything is there on this planet Earth. Yes, it's comfortable, but one day we are all going to leave and then go, and our body is going to be put into the mud down there, 6 feet down. They are going to put there. What bed can you ask for after death? So in that way, my inside was telling me, I think you need to practice sleeping on the floor. But the advantages I got by sleeping on the floor was my back pain got relieved and my posture become very beautiful. I can squat fully and get up like in an Indian toilet. What you can do, sit and get up. These are all the benefits I got by practicing certain things, which may look a little, but I feel as you go humble and simple in your life journey, everything starts falling in place. And other than that, if necessary, if you have a sleep disturbance, do visit a doctor and take the guidance from them and see if there are problems. For example, like sleep disturbance, in my practice I noticed that a lot of people have tryptophan deficiency. Tryptophan, now this is an amino acid. When it is deficiency, this particular person or anybody who is having a deficiency of tryptophan, they can be very moody, and they can have sleep disturbances. These two things I noticed. So what happens is the moment we supplement them with also you can get it. But what I would say is spirulina is one of the commonest thing which we advise for replacement of tryptophan. So taking a good quality spirulina, I think that will replace your tryptophan. And other than that, when you have a tryptophan deficiency, your blood pressure can go up. So here what you need to understand is by taking this tryptophan, there are so many other beautiful things can happen to your body. Your sleep can be better, your moods can be better, then your blood pressure can be controlled. All these are all natural things. So you need to look at, but I would say take the doctor's assistance and look into it and then start working on it. Now, coming back to once again, of course, when you're doing all this, what is happening to the immune system? We need to get back to the water. Water plays a very, very important role in our immune system. So, what you need to do is if you have sufficient amount of the right water, in that way, if you're looking at our terahertz water, the energy of the terahertz water is so good that none of the bacteria can come near the terahertz water. And this I personally saw in my water fountain, wherein the water fountain is almost 6 months now. Absolutely, I'm just replenishing with our terahertz water, and not a single fungus, not a single mosquito larvae, and no dust also. I cannot see any dust on that water as well. So what is happening? Because of the high energy of this water, it pushes everything out. So in the same way, when you're going to consume this water over a period of time, definitely your body becomes much more stronger and much more efficient in terms of the immune system, so that it can face the threat of your body, whether it is internal or external. Now, water definitely is needed for every cell, whether you like it or not, it is needed. But the sad part is 70 to 80% of the world population is dehydrated. Why dehydrated? Because they don't drink sufficient amount of water. And this, I would say, every other patient in my clinic, when they come in, they'll say, "How much of water you drink, doctor? 1 liter, doctor. 1.5 liters, doctor." This is how they will be actually telling that like they are not drinking sufficient amount of water. So what you need to do is, what is your problem when when there is water available? Why you cannot drink water? It's possible. Whether you're having a terahertz unit or you don't have a terahertz, it's a different story. But at least drink water. Very, very important. Whatever water system you have, please drink at least minimum 2.5 liters to 3 liters of water. But the problem is there are a lot of people who have come to me when I check their hydration, definitely they are not hydrated. So what does it mean? Even drinking sufficient amount of water, if the water cannot penetrate into your cells, definitely your system will be dehydrated. And along with that, what you need to understand is when there is less of water or low hydration, then your system cannot work, definitely. But if there are, and the other disadvantage by drinking less of water is there will be toxins getting collected in your body. Now, who is going to throw away the toxin? There are a lot of methods available to remove your toxin, but water is one of the ways to clean. In fact, you want to clean your toilet, you want to clean your bathroom, or you want to clean what do you use? You use water only, right? At the end of the day, of course, you can use a little bit of soap or you can use a little bit of phenol or Dettol. All these are all adjuvants to the water. But directly, you don't use either a Dettol concentrate or the phenol concentrate. You will use water. So water is a very, very basic necessity for our cleaning system. So for your toxins to be removed, you need to drink sufficient amount of water. In that way, our terahertz resonated water plays such a beautiful role because it goes inside the cells and it will do all the job of cleansing, everything it can do. But you need to drink. These are all little care. What you need to understand is when you're drinking this water, there are few guidelines you need to understand. Number one, you have to start drinking with a lower. I would say start with 100 ml, slowly increase it to 200, 300, 400, 500, and then increase it to 1 liter. Let your body adapt to your situation. When your body gets adapted, life becomes much more easier. So in that way, what I would humbly request every one of you down here, newcomers or old timers, is why should you drink water? Please do not drink water to get a cure of a disease. Do not drink water for that, please. Water God manufactured not to cure a disease. Water was manufactured for your existence. For you to live on this planet Earth, you need water. That's it. Now, the benefits of drinking water, you may have a benefit by, probably the disease can be better, your disease control can be better. All this will be better. But first, the basic qualities of when you drink a water, what will happen? Good hydration, the proper metabolic functions of your cells will happen, detoxification will happen, adequate oxygen carrying will be, adequate nutrients will be able to be absorbed, and then your bowel movements will be absolutely, you try drinking less of water, you will not be able to pass proper bowel movements at all. But there will be some people who will come and say, Doctor, I drink 4 liters of water, but still I cannot pass bowels so easily. Now, you drank water, that is one part of it. Do you know that other than the water, you need glutamine, you need enzymes, you need other ingredients like fiber. All these are necessary for your bowel movements to move forward. So it's not just drinking water, you're going to have your bowel movements correct. But most of the time, your bowel movements will be very easy if you drink sufficient amount of water. And in that way, terahertz resonated water is much more beautiful. The moment you drink, of course, it will smoothens everything. It will go and clear your bowels much more easily. Other than that, your kidney function, let me tell you, your kidney function plays a very, very important role, because without your kidneys, you are almost like a dead person living on this planet Earth, going for your dialysis. All these, see, once problem happens and then you are trying to rectify it. Imagine weekly 3 times going for a dialysis. Such a painful situation, going down there, then they'll put the needle, then once again take out the blood, clean it up, and then put it back. So today, if you're all healthy, you don't have any problems, please understand you need to drink sufficient amount of water so that your kidney can do the little bit of cleansing. But other than that, the poison coming inside your body is also there, which you and I cannot avoid it. It can be from the food, it can be from the air, it can be from water. So that is why you need to have a proper filtration system in your house so that you get a clean drinking water, which helps you to cleanse your kidneys as well. So kidney function plays a very, very important role. Now, when you can have all this, what happens when there is a sufficient amount of water in your system? Your immune system definitely will be very good, because it can pick up all the vitamins and nutrients, and then all your organs, they are healthy enough to face any threat from inside or outside. So an ideal drinking water must be there to assist your body to do its function in a normal ways. Okay. So you need to understand that ideal drinking water, it must be for a assisting your body. So please look into that aspect rather than, the moment you have a disease, you'll be thinking, can I drink this water for this disease? This you can drink for any situation, but in that, if at all you have complicated situations of diseases, then you need to be a little careful in that. Otherwise, you tell me how you are going to stop drinking water. Is it? You are not going to stop drinking water. But still, there are conditions where we as doctors will tell you, okay, you have a kidney problem, you have a lung problem, you have a cardiac problem. These three areas we will tell you, drink less of water, right? Good enough. Why do we say that? We don't want to overload your organs with more situation where they find it more difficulty. Yes, but there are other organs. For example, your liver. You are eating your food, the poison is already going inside. The liver will tell why this man is not drinking water at all. So this is where it's a real challenge for the doctors and real challenge for the patient as well, for them to, how are you going to manage? This is where, do not come into a situation where the problem is already existing and then you want to correct it. It is difficult. That is why when you're healthy, start working on all the organs, be thankful to the organs, take the proper diet, drink water sufficiently, and keep it all the time uh, eligible to be healthy. Okay, so your water must be clean, drinkable, and appropriate with minerals. Very, very important. How many minerals? Minimum 70 to 80 minerals are necessary for your bodily function. All in little, but they need even trace elements. So if you totally calculate the minerals, trace elements, everything will be a 90 plus, but all in little quantities. Definitely this will help you in a way which you don't even realize. You will not realize that a little bit of salt can help you, a little bit of potassium can help you, a little bit of chloride can help you, sometimes from serious condition of cramps. Just drinking one tender coconut when you have a cramp, you will feel so relieved, because that immediately goes and supplements your body with the required potassium, required chloride. Automatically you will. So in that way, your body is intelligent enough, the body is smart enough. It's the most beautiful creation, wherein it's a most sophisticated instrument God has given it to you. So you need to work on it. And it must be sufficient enough. Ideal drinking water must be sufficient enough to do its job. It should be how much? 2.5 liters to 3 liters. But if you want exactly how much water do you need, please multiply your weight into 42. When you multiply weight into 42 is the number of liters, ml you will be getting. If it is 2000, it will be 2 liters of water. If it is 3.5, it is 3 liters of water. For example, if a person is 100 kgs and his weight is 100 kgs, so into 42 it will be 4200. So this particular person must drink 4200 ml of water. Now, when they have a lot of complicated diseases, it is difficult for us to handle that situation. So, but all said and done, it is more easier when you take the proper guidance and then start working on your body. And you are intelligent enough. I think every one of you are very intelligent in handling your own self. I'm here only as a little drop of rain. I'm trying to share my knowledge and information, but you are also equally intelligent like what I am doing, and you can handle yourself. So please look into the ways where you can assist yourself in the right manner and move forward. So now, as of today, for the past 1 year, we all have this terahertz resonated water, and then the structure. It is basically a structured water, and the advantage is molecular size is much smaller, and it is got the antibacterial, antiviral, anti-radiation, anti-aging. All these properties are there in this water. So what happens when you consume this, slowly everything starts falling in place. Taking a shower in terahertz water will be very good. Spraying terahertz water on your face and your hair, it gives a lot. How it works is when you spray on, automatically, especially when you go out and come back, and when you spray the terahertz water on your face, there is a lot of pollutants on your face, right? What you need to understand is, when you spray this, and when you this particular water molecule goes inside, and then it will help you to cleanse inside. It's like a detox. But now, the good news for all of us is, there is something with the blower technology. Our terahertz company is coming out. They said it's in June. I think we should be getting it. Now, this terahertz technology instrument will be an amazing tool for every one of you, because such of those who are having a lot of aches and pains, and you need some healing externally, other than drinking water. When you're looking at this blower technology with the terahertz waves being emitted out, the light therapy technology, what will happen is the local area wherever you're going to give, your pain will be relieved. I have tried it, and it does wonders. The pain really it just vanishes away. So this is another good thing our company is doing. They are bringing out this blower technology. I think the future is going to be a totally a different ball game, wherein you and I will be getting everything with terahertz technology. So it's good for us. Let's move forward. So there's a lot of unseen benefits by drinking the terahertz water, which you and I cannot see it. But if you're able to see it, it's very good because you're feeling it. And what one person gets the benefit, the other person may not get the same benefit. I have heard from people telling, I drank the water for 2 months, doctor, nothing happened. And there are people like that. So what I say is, maybe they don't see the benefit, they don't feel it because probably they are not aware of it. That's one part. On another side, probably their body is so much used to the regular water which they have been drinking all the while, and suddenly they change this water, they don't find the difference probably. But most of the time, everyone, what their feedback they have given me is, they feel good, they feel energetic, they feel bowel movements are much better, they sleep much better. All these good things are there. So individually, every person will get the benefit according to their body toxins, according to their body requirement. Everything plays a. So ultimately, what happens, you will feel so energetic and your cells become so energetic that you feel you can work for more number of hours. And once the cells gets hydrated, automatically they work properly. Flushing of toxins, once again, when you drink this, it is a automatic mechanism where slowly everything starts going out. And then only thing is, you need to replenish your body with the right nutrients, with the right carbohydrates, protein, and the trace elements and the minerals. Your body can handle all the mechanisms so beautifully, and you will be so healthy that I can tell you this. The reason is, when you are doing your regular exercise with the proper food habits, can you believe in this 1 year of time, I would have seen so many cases of COVID positive patients. So many I've seen. In fact, 2 weeks ago also, there was one person, he came in with fever, and this one, he came, saw me, and he went back. But at the end of the day, after a day, he was diagnosed to have positive thing. And then, of course, he was admitted in the hospital, and then he recovered. But here, what I say is, I take all the precautions in a way wherein I use ozonators in my place, wherein definitely none of the organism can stay once you ozonate it. And on my table, I have a ozonator wherein I on it when the patient walks in. And now with the blower technology, what I do is, anybody comes in, what I use is, I use the blower technology to blow their mask, and then sterilize it, and then let them inside. And then, in fact, I use the blower around the patient and the face and all, so that the organisms are killed when they are coming and seeing me. So like this, there are a lot of good benefits by using terahertz blower. And then when you're drinking the water also is an advantage. So we have two different mechanisms of assisting our body. So our body gets conditioned. This is, so what you need to do is, this is what you need to do. So drinking water from a normal filtration for years, you're adapted to it. So what happens is, when you're getting adapted, after some time your body will start disadapting, and then automatically it will go into a pre-disease, and then it will go into a disease stage. How do you know? What you need to do is, you need to reverse the situation. You need to find out what. That is the reason I always say, you need to give a shock to your body every now and then. The moment you start giving shock to your body feels, hey, this guy is doing something, let me change. So automatically it will try to adapt. So this is what you need to do to your body. Suddenly you should stop eating for a day, so that your body saying, hey, this guy has been eating 3 times a day, suddenly he stopped eating. So what you need to do is, when you give a shock to your body will start changing to the newer. So when your body is ready to change, whenever you are accepting a new thing, your body knows what to do. But if you have never done any changes, you have been doing the same thing for 10 years, 20 years, you've been doing the same thing, your body is so used to it, and suddenly you tell, okay, fine, now I'm going to give you terahertz water. It's very good. One of my friend told me to drink, and then you start drinking, your body will be thinking, this guy has been drinking this water for such a long time, and now he's talking about terahertz water going inside. So the body says, boss, you better drink little, then only I will also adapt to it. Correct or not? We need to allow our body to adapt slowly. So you want to reverse anything, please, you have to do it slowly. Even in a vehicle, can you see, when you're in a vehicle, there are 4 gears to 6 gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 6 gears, you can go front, right? But reverse gear, why the company has never given reverse 1, 2, 3, 4? Never, right? Only one gear, only reverse. Why? Because you have to go slow. The same way, you want to reverse a disease, you want to reverse a situation, you want to reverse anything, it has to be slow. Do not expect miracles to happen just because you decided to change. It won't happen. So you need to allow your body to slowly change. So in that way, terahertz resonated water has a very high energy and highly efficient. You would have seen people showing you the demo of, you put the oil and then you use the terahertz water, it can clean, totally spick and span. People have used it for cleaning the rust, cleaning the toilets, cleaning the, stains. They have done it. Why? Because terahertz water can do all that. It is quite a high energy. But when it comes up to your body, you need to give an option for your body to slowly adapt and move forward. So now what you need to do, everyone should try drinking the water, not to treat your diseases. Please, very important. But you drink water to assist your body to heal itself. It knows when to do what to do. Even for a fever, just by drinking the terahertz water, your fever can come down. It's a normal mechanism. Allergies, especially you have an allergy, you eat something, suddenly you start itching, just go on drinking terahertz water and you see within 30 minutes to 1 hour, your allergy starts coming down. But what happens is we are so conditioned. The moment you get allergy, you need to pop in a tablet, and then immediately the anti-allergic, antihistamine, it's a cetirizine or piriton, all these are available. So what our mindset is, immediately to pop in a tablet. But you should try taking terahertz water. Thereby it gives a beautiful natural way of healing, and natural way of anti-allergic effect is there already. Only thing, we need to do that. Begin with less amount, like 250 ml, especially if you're looking at starting. It can start with 100 ml, especially if you're having some diseases. Otherwise, you can start with 250 ml. Another good option you have is you can mix it up. You can mix 50 ml of water, 50 ml of terahertz water. Mix it up, drink it initially. And especially for children above 5 years or 6 years, you want to give this water, start giving them the mixed water of 50-50, mix it up. Especially the milk and all, you have to equally divide it between terahertz and this one 50-50, and then you start giving the baby. You will be able to see a lot of good things to them, because the immune system will be modulated and they'll become much more healthy. Giving a bath for terahertz water for children is another good thing I notice, and then it will really do wonderful healthy benefits are available with practicing this. So what is the take home message once again is, of course, I repeat it all the time, because this I can't change. Because you need to have a balanced lifestyle, and whatever information I'm giving it to you, I'm sharing it to you, you receive it, see what is good for you, pick it up, and then start moving forward. This is what you all need to do at the end of the day. But I need to thank every one of you, for the reason is, you really make me to read and read and read. Can you believe, to prepare these slides, I go read once again. In fact, from yesterday I've been reading a lot about immune system. I picked up a lot of points. As Angie was telling me, do I going to conclude my this one today? I really do not know. I thought I'm going to complete, but I look at the reading materials. There are still a lot more to share on the immune system. So probably it will be nice that I'll be sharing. So I believe every one of you are benefited by this wonderful sharing of information. So start working from yourself, right from your dietary, your mindset, your food habits. Make your immune system strong. And then when there is a situation where you need to get immunized, please get immunized, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, a situation will come. Everyone has to take vaccination, because what will happen is they will make a law wherein they will say, okay, fine, you don't have a vaccination, we won't give you a petrol. So what you will do? So in that way, with the divine guidance, I believe that we all will be safe on this planet earth, to live a peaceful life by getting vaccinated, and then we move forward. So in that way, you all be safe, and then let your life be filled with full of joy and happiness, and be smiling all the time until I come back to with another information. Probably it could be with immune system. I will let you know well in advance. Otherwise, have a peaceful weekend, and looking forward to meet you again. And thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Angie, take over.